I think she hate this one. What's it called? Sandy. This one tastes like tuna. Okay, you get your drink. Let me get your drink. Chat. You got a kumbaka, a kumbuka, something. Kumbaka. How do you pronounce this? Wrong, kumbaka. Chewbacca. Ooh. You know what? Hold on. Ooh. Ooh. Sister, I'm messing up. Okay, here. Okay, please do me a favor. Don't choke. Do not choke on this. Okay. Here. See, this is what happens when you. Can you tilt my chair back? Then everything just slides backwards. Okay, where's the. Here. The kumbaka. Here. You put it in your refrigerator. Hello, everybody. Coach Hadassah here. Metaphysician, personal development coach, wellness entrepreneur, founding member of Extreme FX Global Academy, where Bitcoin and Forex collide. And I apologize. I had to get sister over here. You see her in the back over there? Had to get her straight real quick. She was finishing up her food and wanted to eat. What's the name of that? Kumbaka something. I don't know how you pronounce that. Yeah. So 15-minute recap, and we don't even have 15 minutes. We have about, I'm gonna say maybe 7, 8, but we're recapping with our Freedom Friday because it's Friday, right? Freedom Friday, 15-minute mind reset, and earlier we talked about freedom. So if you missed the hour of power, then you want to go back and watch that because we talked about, of course, on Freedom Fridays, we talk about freedom, but what is that for us today? We talked about being debt slaves, pretty much in this time. And guess what? That has no race barrier, right? Because here's the thing: who doesn't have a job? Who does not have a job? I mean, many people do, and many people don't. But it's more people that do than those that don't. Do you have debt? Right? I mean, there are European people who have debt. And now listen to what I'm saying. I just want you to listen. Okay? There are Europeans with debt. There are Caucasians with debt. And there are Native Americans with debt. I did not say black. I did not say white. I said Europeans. I said Caucasians. And I said Native American. Now, if you do some for real, digging back to even know what a Caucasian is as far as the races of men, I want you to do a little research. 1828 American Dictionary. And they have pictorial illustrations of the races of men. And when you see them, it's going to shock you. And then also, you can go to the Census Bureau or you can go, it's another government website. I forget exactly what it is, but I have it in my phone. You can ask me for the information later. Just reach out and say, hey, you was telling me about some information. Anyway, it defines race. And I'm going to say this: your race has to connect you to the land. Because when you're connected to the land, when your origins are that of a geographical location in the land, then you are entitled to the resources. But when you claim, when you self identify with a race or a racial group that is not, or that does not have its origins in the land, then you are not entitled to the resources. So we got a lot of undoing to do, a lot of it, in order to really free ourselves, right? To really, really be free and sovereign. But until then, without that, without that personal, detailed investigation, you know, you can have as much money, you can have the wealth, you can have, whatever. But until you really dig deep down into that, you find yourself like locked back into some things. So anyway, how can we start? That's pretty much it. How can we start? We talked about that before. So I'm going to give you a little bit about how you can start to free yourself, where you get your time back, right? That's number one. Getting your time back. Minimize taxes, because we are taxed out the wazoo. And it's in what you're able to save that you can build wealth. So when we talk about like that religious, thing of being saved and all of that, oh, he came to save and the savior and the save and the save, right? Right? Like, yeah, there is salvation in saving, or at least it could be. And so you want to save your energy. You want to save your time. You want to save your money from being eaten through taxes, taxing your energy, taxing your time, taxing your money, because it's in what you're able to save that you put that to work instead of you working for it, and then you allow that to work longer, because it can work. Look, money could work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You cannot, you will break down, right? So when you're able to put the dollars to work for you instead of you working for the dollars, and it can work longer and harder and all of that stuff, then guess what? You can end up freeing yourself. Freedom Friday. Well, how can you do that? Number one, using the time and the resources and everything that you have, something that's like right available to you at this point. We got 5 minutes, and really I say probably three. Through a home-based business. A home-based business gives you the best tax deductions, even more than a brick and mortar business, because the things that you utilize every single day, mortgage, rent, your utilities, your cell phones, your computers, your car, gas, all of those things. I mean, like, we leave so much money on the table. Number one, up front, because with a job, your W-4 isn't filled out correctly. So you have to go back and correct that. You have a job, right? You go back and correct that. You're able to keep more money in your paycheck. And then you can use those dollars to do what? Start a home-based business and fund your home-based business. Okay. And then put those dollars to work where you can, invest in a Forex market. I would say in the Forex and crypto market, a $7.3 trillion market. And like my team, we're beginning what, April 11th? So April 11th, 12 weeks from April 11th is July 4th, which is what? Independence Day, right? The day where we so called, or I won't say so called, but the day that we like celebrate freedom, right? So here's the thing about it. Do you really want to celebrate freedom with us? And how will you celebrate it? Right? Will it just be another barbecue? Who bringing the potato salad? Will it just be another barbecue and fireworks, or or will you really find yourself in a better financial position to where you can really begin to free not only yourself but your children, and then your children's children, and then your children's children, because you've learned to do something different. And then when you learn to do something different, you can actually execute that. And when you execute that, your children can see what you've done, and they're like, okay, not only are we talking about this or whatever, this was actually done, right? Like we saw it. We saw it happen, right? We see it. Okay. And then they'll want to do the same thing. And then you continue to pass down the generational wealth, because wisdom and knowledge is the stability of our times and the strength of our salvation. You pass down the wisdom and knowledge, and then they'll know how to keep the things of value that you do pass down, where it's compounding over time and compounding over time and compounding over time, right? And then, now your family has that, what we call old money, right? The Rockefeller money and stuff like that. I mean, everybody's talking about Kanye these days. Oh, Kanye, he's the black. I mean, not the blackest, but he's the wealthiest black man, in history or whatever, because his net worth is $6 billion. And but just not too long ago, he was crazy. I ain't say too much about that. I was just like, I'm like, look, I knew why people was calling him crazy. See, I know his astrological makeup. He a Gemini with a Pisces moon and a Cancer rising. I know what them planets said and everything. I'm like, oh yeah, that's why people think he crazy. I said, but no, he ain't crazy. He just hear a lot in the spirit. That's what it is. And when you hear a lot of the spirit, people gonna think that you crazy. People thought Yahshua was crazy too, until he wasn't. So, with that being said, we're going over to this hyper launch because it is now 6:59. Our hyper launch, it's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's in 1 minute. I'm already over here. So I need you all to get over here. Hyper launch, you see right across that screen where it says Linktree /coach.hadassah. Enter in Zoom, enter the password power, all caps. And we're going to show you what it is that we do over here with trading, for what forex and cryptocurrency, where Bitcoin and forex collide. That's my saying. I'm like, the money reside where Bitcoin and forex collide. So if you want to get in on this and start with my team, where we're going to take $100 account and compound it over 12 weeks, from anywhere between $20,000 to $60,000 in 12 weeks, right? It's like, turn off the TV, turn off the, whatever, focus. Let's get this education so you'll know exactly what to do, how to do it. And in 12 weeks, what are we going to be doing on July 4th? Celebrating like your own independence? Or are we going to be on Facebook talking about it's the white man's thing on this day? And stop. That's what's it. Let's stop, right? let's put our energy and our mind and our brain space into something, better, right? Okay, so I'm over here in the hyper lounge. I'm just waiting on y'all. I'm waiting on everybody else. All right. Okay. So what'd you say? Exactly. Yes. The money reside where Bitcoin and Forex collide. That's my saying. That's on my cards. Y'all gonna see them all around the place. Sure will. All right. So we're out of here. We will see you on the other side of success in the hyper lounge. We're going to show you what to do, how to get started, because I want you all over here in this challenge that we're doing. I think that's what I'm gonna call it. We're gonna call it it's the freedom challenge. Because I'm telling you, the 12th week is July 4th, 2021. We start at the new year. The real new year is April 11th, because the new year starts at the first new moon in the first month, which is April. That's that we on Yahweh's timing. We not on the Gregorian calendar. You know, the King's calendar. We on Yahweh's calendar. April 11th, new moon to July 4th, 2021. Freedom, Independence Day. Let's do it. All right. So see you all over here in the Hyper Lounge. Peace.